Kinda hoping that would work. But the Football Manager dream is still alive on the funniest subreddit on the internet, r/the Old Zealand. Football Manager memes to soothe the pain. When you ask the board for more budget. Every single time I do this, I'm going to imagine this exact scene. I'm not going to be able to help it anymore. And I really do feel like this, my arms crossed. Please give me youth facilities. Did you even say thank you for that extra $1 of transfer budget? Did you even say thank you? My 3-month-old baby girl was crying hard. Time to sit her in front of the man who makes her happier. Well, she's a student of the game already. She'll be singing the lone song by 2. By 5, she'll be leading Real Madrid to Champions Leagues. By 10, she will have completed the English climber. A photographer took pictures before and after they congratulated a player on their first international cap. There are so many things in FM that you can explain. You're like, yes, this makes sense. This is why this works this way. This is not one of them. I have never seen in real life a player react poorly to somebody going, hey, congrats on your first cap. If you can find an example of that for me, then we can keep this in the game. If not, let's just not. The life cycle of an FM veteran. Get bored of 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3 and create a wild formation. Tweak it until it works. It's basically a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3. Yes, but you've achieved that 4-3-3 with people in a bunch of asymmetrical formations and then with a bunch of player instructions that make it a lot more like a 4-3-3. And that is totally different and cooler. Is this considered a tackle? I'm just waiting for this animation to be added to Football Manager. If you did not see this, this is spectacular. If you saw that animation in Football Manager or a player doing a barrel roll in front of the guy dribbling to knock the ball away, you would post it on this subreddit. And it would get a bunch of upvotes talking about how broken the match engine is. Well, what now? It happens in real life. The barrel roll tackle. The game is gone. Bonnie Blue and Football Manager. I should have thought of that. It would probably take her a lot longer to win 1,000 matches in Football Manager than, yeah. Biggest FMing of 2025 to compensate for no FM25. This was a you know when you have a save that you win in the Champions League basically every year, and then there's that one year that you don't win the Champions League, and it's because the Champions League final looks exactly like this. I mean, it is a realistic part of Football Manager that this sort of stuff happens because everybody who plays Football Manager long enough and builds a freaking super team ends up in this situation. It has to deal with this exact box score number for number and then losing anyways. Got my best ever youth intake with my local club, Treaty United, in my first season. I just don't get how it was this good. I don't know if I've ever gotten a 4.5-star player in current. What's amazing here is not the potential ability, which I love the fact that Timmy Coffey is apparently already at his potential ability coming out of your youth academy, although that's probably just because people are bad at appraising what his potential is. That's very unlikely, right? But you've got basically 5 first-team players that just came into your youth intake instantly. 5 guys that go right into the first team, right? Because if you're a bad team, which no offense, Treaty United is not, a top-level team here, you're going to have a lot of guys that have really high potential ability. It's one thing to have that. It's another thing to have 5 players that can walk into your first team squad and contribute, which is what you got. That is silly. Am I a tactical genius or should I switch the back 3 to elephants? Somebody's designed a 4-3-3 with animals. Center forward, zebra. That's a giraffe.
Behold.
Zebra. Right wing, tiger. Left wing, cheetah. Couldn't agree more with that. Attacking midfielder, eagle. Good vision. Very good vision. 20 vision is important. I just don't know if an eagle has the technical skills. I mean, they do. Great accuracy, picking out those fish. Okay, so there are a lot of technical skills here. Fox. I don't know if I'm feeling a fox in the box-to-box role, other than the fact that it rhymes. Gorilla, defensive midfield, exactly. I love the physicality that's going to be bringing, the determination, the bravery, the aggression, right? All the other team has to do is bare its teeth, and this guy's gonna rip them to shreds, let alone win the ball. All right, back 4, they've got a zebra and a horse at the fullback positions. I like that, right? Good work rate. Those things can run for literal days, okay? Pony Express. Now at the center backs, we've got a hippo and a lion. Now hippos they're big and fast. That is very important at the center back position. If you're big and fast, that covers for a lot of things, right? I don't know about the Lion. It's pretty lazy. Maybe a little John Stones, lack of concentration. That dude's napping 20 hours a day. So I don't know if I'm feeling a Lion at the center back position. I think an elephant back there would be good. I think that's got a good Paramurtisacker vibe, right? Not the greatest pace, not that elephants are slow by any means, but absolute tower of power. I think that would definitely be the right choice. I wouldn't have an issue with, maybe a Lion as the box to box, although, that lack of work rate, that definitely is something that bothers me. That being said, the hair trying to look intimidating is definitely a center back thing. Now, at the goalkeeper, they're going with an octopus. I think this is a very logical choice. Obviously, can cover a lot of the goal, right? Very reactive and incredible hands. I mean, basically got like stick 'em, right? The ball, just no rebounds. Excellent stuff. You're gonna need one of those bigger octopuses from like California or something, one of the really big ones, but I think you found the right goalkeeper in this situation, 100%. Money can't replace him. This might be the most common FM meme format ever. Offer comes in for star player. Not gonna let him leave, but ask for triple the price just for fun. They accept the offer. I hate it when I do this. And I don't think about the fact that tripled the price, about whether I'd actually accept that or not. You know, and all of a sudden they accept it and you have to sit there and go, wow, would I actually sell this unbelievable player for that amount of money? And then you just basically agonize over that decision for give or take a day. Dude, it's another one in this format. Your complaints are not beneficial. Put player on individual training. Player attributes improve. Player complains that it's not beneficial. You know what's good for them because you've watched my videos and other people's videos and you know, maybe even just through your own experience, what's good for them. Don't listen to the opinions of the sheep. Zealand cast as Daredevil? I could. I definitely could. I mean, sometimes when I'm making my tactical changes, I do feel blind. The dedication to this, though, by Zealandism, Zealand Live, and they've edited my little picture in as like the freaking... He was cast because of superior hairline. You know what? A+ effort. This is a world-class bit of memeing. This is excellent effort here. I joined the dark side. Guys, I think I love playing with rich clubs. Just kidding. This is a video game. Obviously, I'm a little obsessed with it, but as long as you're having fun, do what makes you have fun. Me after saves coming for 10 hours? Oh, and then you better celebrate it like Prime Mourinho. Just in your living room while no one's there. So many files. Are you winning, son? Spends 4 hours getting all the mod files together and getting them working so that you have this perfectly immersive world, but by the time you actually finish doing that, it's like time to go to bed or you're tired of playing the game. We've all been there. When someone asks me how I feel about Football Manager, you see, for 25 years, I've been the victim of an abusive relationship. Save me. Get me out of here. There isn't even a game this year. Somebody save me from myself. Painfully relatable. The look I give my scouts after I sign my 5-star youth player and he turns out to be a 2-star. And it's even more impactful because I'm giving him that look in 180p. Half the comments on this video are blaming Zealand. What happened to Football Manager? Wait, really? What happened to Football Manager 25? I haven't seen this. Was this 19 days ago? Most like comment. TLDR, it was Zealand's fault. I just don't want it to look like a mobile game. Okay, that's all I said. I didn't say break everything. I just didn't want it to look like a mobile game. I mean, I had people on the actual full soccer Reddit when this was posted there saying that I was going to be out of a job, which is true. If you've seen me in the unemployment line, it was Mikel Damskar, which is getting less and less believable every time he plays well. But it was. Works every time. Me struggling to afford a player's contract demands. £0 relegation release clause. Dude, every time. I do this every single time. Oh, this is a big one. Conspiracy theory. Zealand and Zealandism. You know, I've had a lot of people say that I have a striking resemblance to a certain YouTuber named Zealandism, but I just don't see it. Although maybe this person's going to be able to prove me wrong. So we all know that Zealand and Zealandism are different YouTubers. They have both referred to each other as different people in their videos. Here is Zealandism doing that, and here is Zealand doing that. I appreciate the hyperlinks because, you know, we want that kind of scientific rigor in this sort of wild and bold claim they're trying to make. Hear me out. It sounds crazy, but I think they are the same person. For starters, look at their foreheads. I mean, clearly my forehead is better than Zealandism's forehead. They're just a poser. I mean, I'm sure there are other details in the respective rooms, like identical posters, identical jersey, and even extremely similar headphones and microphone. I mean, that's a coincidence. Look, first of all, if you're making content vaguely about soccer, you're gonna have a signed Weston McKennie jersey in the background. You're probably gonna have some posters with Pulisic. You know, and the panda's just a coincidence. And in every streamer and YouTuber's got the same headphones, the same microphone. Yeah, I just don't really I'm unpersuaded. But who among us doesn't have a U.S. men's national team jersey of Weston McKennie in the back behind the streaming setup? Exactly. It is valid proof, but it's much more common than two people having identical foreheads with a hairline deeper than the Grand Canyon. It's more common than you think, okay? Even if they were twins separated at birth, epigenetics would suggest that they cannot have exactly the same forehead. I mean, forensically, you can't even prove something like that. When FM 25 got canceled on the 6th of February, Zealand said he was in the Dominican Republic filming his new Hidden Grounds video. Zealand Zealandism did not upload any videos from February 2nd to February 11th. Coincidence? I think not. I mean, what? People can't take vacations at the same time? I mean, yeah, I was away filming the new Hidden Grounds video, but I mean, February is a very common vacation time. The biggest proof is when Zealandism says he was streaming Kingdom Come Deliverance when he does not stream on YouTube. He doesn't even have a Twitch account, but guess who was in fact streaming the game at the exact moment? That's right, it was Zealand. Okay, really? One of the most popular game releases in a long time, and I'm streaming Kingdom Come Deliverance on Twitch? I don't know where Zealandism streams. I'm flattered by their attempt to imitate me, but I don't know where they stream. They probably don't stream on YouTube. Maybe they have a Twitch account, right? Maybe that's where they're streaming a very popular common game. In conclusion, I strongly believe Zealand and Zealandism are the same person, or at least identical twins who borrow the same studio but never run into each other. Do mention any more evidence in the comments if you guys find any. I'm not convinced. I mean, here's the editor of my channel confirming that Zealand and Zealandism are two completely different people. Right here, that's what he says. Yeah, I guess you could say that there are some similarities, but are we forgetting that Zealand is the generic white guy character in all video games? It's true. Now, in response, the original poster did link to a mention on the Zealandism channel of the main editor taking Zealandism to an Everton game, but that's only because I've lent editors to Zealandism in the past, just to help them get off the ground, because, I don't know, I thought he looked sexy. The imitation was flattering. I agree more with this. Mate, you sound like a flat earther. It's clear that these are two different people. Exactly. I think what's most true, though, is that Zealandism is an imposter, and that's why he says all these things to make himself sound like Zealand. Yeah, just because he copied my background and everything else, right? Just, you know, we have similar taste and similar hairlines, similar forehead, right? That doesn't mean that Zealandism is me. It's a completely different person. And I'm glad we could continue to debunk that. Thank you for all your wonderful Football Manager memes and conspiracies. If you want to watch more FM memes from the FM25 apocalypse, they're right there. Enjoy the laughs, the fun, to overcome that deep pit of darkness and sadness from a new game not existing.